Hi, welcome to the Untitled video tutorial on star shapes. This is part 2, there's a part 1 I've just created. And of course, while I was doing it, I went ahead talking about shapes and various things. Completely forgot about, I was going to show about pixels as well. Of course, there are other options as well. You've got pass. Pass can be useful for quite a number of things, but for most purposes, shape and pixels. That's generally what I must admit, use more often. So now I'm going to be using pixels. So what you can do, simply get there, go to the polygon tool, pixels option there. You can use all the blending modes, you can use any of those ones that are available, of course depending on your colour mode or image mode. So I'm going to go with normal, change the opacity from 50 or 100, I'm going with 100, and also I'm going to go for freeform. You can set various options here, I went through those in an earlier video. So what you can do, you can tweak these settings here. And this is when you're creating the design. Now, unfortunately here, once you've done that, you can't modify them in properties anymore. So it's completely, properties are really not much use in this, obviously unless you want to change the blending, the mode and all those sorts of things. Or of course, what you can do, you can always add your star design on a layer. Layers are great, so I love layers. So layer and new layer. And now what you can do, you can see with that new layer, you can add your star. And of course, if you don't want your star, you can always quickly go and delete it. That's the great thing about layers. Layers, you can build up loads of different layers and simply click and you can delete them. So what can you do with this star? Well, you can see it's just added just like that. And you can go to a layer, layer style, bevel and emboss. So if you want to, you can add a bevel to it, add a stroke to it, change the various settings. It actually shows anything there. Of course, I'm using a gradient, maybe use colour. So you can see all kinds of different designs can be added to your just standard pixel layer. You can also, of course, add multiple stars. So you can always select there and you can go and change the colour. Maybe go for that colour and add another star there. However, if you want to change these settings, what you can do, well, there's a number of settings here. I'm going to go with star ratio, maybe at 5. So you get, or 4. So you've got 4. And number of points there, 20. Set number of points, 20. And then you get a much more intense design. So let's just change the colour there so you can see it. And also, you've got here smooth star indents. You can turn that off. So if you turn that off, you get a real intense star like that. Or maybe change the number of points, so 10. So you've got obviously less points all the way around. And of course, what you can always do, you can always add another one. You can always rotate. That's the great thing, obviously a freeform, you can just rotate, just put it like that. So you can build up quite a complex star like that. And you've got your different design than one that you would just create just by using the standard star. So you just go with that. What you can also do, go to the polygon again. It's a pity there's no star tool. I always think it's such a, however, you can also change the rounding. So say 12 and go down here. And I'm obviously not going to have much use with rounding here. So maybe make it say 70. So if you make star ratio 70, then what you can get, if you're allowed, yes, go there. And you can see now you've got your rounded star design there. And of course you can always change the colour and you can apply it again. You can rotate, change it again, and so on. You can reposition it and create all kinds of different star combinations. But you've also got, of course, blending modes. You can always apply it using, so let's just change the colour so it's a bit more, say blue. Then go to normal and you can go to difference. And you can apply that on top of there. And you can see you can create some very abstract stuff. And it's all still on a layer. So if you want to, you can always hold down the Alt Option key, duplicate that design, and then of course you can use blending modes there as well. So difference. So you can create some very abstract star designs very quick and easy. Also remove that if you want. Also what you can do, of course, edit and fill. You can have a different background, so black, have a white star design. So you can simply add stars very quickly here. Now, useful one, if you want to add lots of stars, I think is just go with this option here. So just go here and fix size. So you can set it, say, you can, now sadly there's no variation feature. There's no randomization, so you can't make big, then small, big, small with a maximum size. That would be nice. So maybe make it 3 and 3 or 2, doesn't matter. So 3 and 3 and freeform. And then you can simply click on document. Now just slightly drag when you create it, and then it won't pop up with that panel. You don't want the panel, I never want that panel. Or if you want maybe a slightly more intense star, click there and then go down to say 5, say, and then maybe reduce that down to 0, doesn't have to be rounded. Drag, click, drag, click. So you can quickly add your star. And of course you can always quickly go up here and maybe make it 4, or go up that one, 5. And then go drag again, click there. And of course you can always add various effects. Always go to say blur in the filters menu and go down to Gaussian blur. So you can blur it slightly, fade a bit, and then of course create the star on top of that. And also of course what you can do, you can always modify the star. So you don't have to have the star as is. Always just draw the star like that. And of course you can always go to filters and you can distort it. There's a whole range of different like twirl. And you can slightly make it curved like that. Also, of course, you can always apply it to selections. So you don't have to have the whole thing. So just go over here. Maybe let's have a elliptical one. Just create a quick elliptical. And then go back to the polygon tool and go over here. And you've got all the various options here again. What you can do, you can go for freeform. And then simply add your freeform star there. And you can see it's just confined to that area, which is quite useful. So what you can do, you can always, of course, then edit and copy. And then you can edit and paste, of course. And you can always hold down the Alt Option key and so on and so on. So you can create a load of different stars. Now you'll notice, of course, because I've got black background, that if you just avoid going over the star itself, otherwise you will get... So there's a variety of different designs that can be created very quick and easy. Now the best way to create a star without having this complication of the black background is to go to File and New, and then go for maybe a transparent background. So transparent, and then with that, what you can do, let's get rid of that, and create your star design there. And then you can of course go to Edit, and if you want, maybe give it a background so it stands out a bit. So go to Layer Style and go to Drop Shadow. Drop Shadow, so you can just see a little bit of a drop shadow there, multiply, maybe increase that. There. So you've got that design there. What you can do, edit and define pattern. Click OK. And of course what you can do then, go back to this design. I'm not going to clear those. So what you can do, layer and flatten. So I'll flatten that all into one layer. See, it's a background layer. You can go to edit and fill. And because you've got transparency, the star will be just layered on top. You can go to pattern, just go there to pattern, custom patterns, select star. So you've got your star design there. Get script, set that on, random fill, click OK. Set those down. If you want a colourful pattern design, you can always press there. You can see the design created very quick and easy that way. So random fill. Again, you've got colour randomness and those things. And also you can vary the size. So scale factor. So that's the thing that would be really nice if there was a scaling feature when you add the designs. But sadly there isn't. So quick workaround is using this feature. So you can always play it again. So you can build up a lot of stars. And then maybe combine with twirls there or blur, Gaussian blur, to create blurring design like that. And then of course edit and fill and add the stars back again. Some more stars. So you can layer your star design. So that's a quick way of using stars. And of course, as with all things with Photoshop, there are a vast number of possible things you can do with your stars. Maybe add stars with, obviously, add gradients on top of them, use them with adjustment layers, use them with other effects, make them as smart objects. So you simply can go to Layer, Layer and New, click OK, add your star design, turn that into a smart object. Layer, smart objects, convert to a smart object. So that design now is a smart object. Hold down Alt Option and duplicate the design if it lets you. You can see you can add those designs, and of course you can then manipulate that design as well. It's a smart object. You can just simply double click there, and then you can edit your star. So if you want to, you suddenly think, you know what, I want to add a drop shadow. So you're adding that, all the other stars will change. So let's just go for layer, or maybe bevel and emboss. Let's just go for a bevel and emboss, or maybe not. So stroke, so you can add a stroke to it, and you can change that, of course. So you've got a slightly different star, press return, then close that document, so save. Now you go back. Now, of course, if I got rid of the background, you can see now you've got your stars being changed. And you can do that, of course, make far more complex star designs, then save them and continue with that. Of course, another thing you can do, you can always drag this design and put it into your library. So you can store it away for future use, always useful as well. Well, I hope you found this tutorial of interest. Always adding new tutorials all the time about Photoshop, Illustrator, and many other applications, adding them near enough every day. So please subscribe to the Graphic Extra channel. Also some comments, always appreciated. Likes, also appreciated as well. Thank you much.